Like, I would literally, if I was a pitcher, I would drop my pants and spread my cheeks on the mound. Like, force them to immediately stop the practice.
Welcome to the Shoot Your Shot Scorecast, the show that casts scores.
Nice. Well said.
Yeah.
We are brought
to you as always by PointsBet. PointsBet is where you can bet points, just like you can cast scores on the Scorecast. But no, for
this dude.
I know.
Very descriptive open. I like it.
It's all in the name, ladies and gentlemen. PointsBet. You should sign up. They have great promos, great odds boosters. They have some, like right now we're watching the Bucks-Hawks game 1. I have a odds booster from PointsBet for Giannis to score 30 plus and the Bucks to win. So I'm hoping that'll work out for me. But you can get a whole bunch of, again, exclusive odds boosters promos. They have points betting, which is a fun feature. They have, as well as just every other sport that you want to bet on, including Icelandic basketball. Go Thorals. As well as plenty of footy betting for Richie and Shane to be pleased with.
I love footsie.
Yeah. So, since I know you are all chomping at the bit to bet with us, you should sign up using our code FRUSTRATE. That's FRUSTRATE, in case you did not know how to spell the word frustrate. Please sign up using that code, and you will receive a deposit match anywhere from $50 to $250. And it'll help us out, and then that way you can play along with us as we talk about different scores, different games we're playing. And especially, again, I emphasize this a lot, as we get into NFL season, because it is coming up quicker than you realize, that is when we'll really get into it very heavily, and you want to be sure you're joined by then. We're currently available in Illinois, Iowa, and New Jersey. It's
coming soon, Indiana.
Yes. Void where prohibited.
The Sunshine State.
I thought it's California.
I think it's Florida.
It is.
Well, let's name it Sunshine States.
Definitely not Indiana.
Void where prohibited. Must be 21 or older or reside in Sunshine State. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER for crisis counseling, referral services, and Shane's spread butt cheeks.
Nice.
It's just a bonus you get with 1-800-GAMBLER.
Yes.
A nice signed photograph.
Yeah. So, gentlemen, I've been very public with the public about that I'm in the process of moving, and that my betting funds have been pretty much down to nothing. Yeah. So I've bet very little throughout the week, but what I have bet has not turned out well for me, which is why currently all of my money is left on this Giannis Bucks bet that I explained during the points bet read. So I know you guys have different bets for this Hawks Bucks game. So what do you guys have?
I have Giannis to be at the free throw line over under 35.5 minutes.
Okay.
I think we've hit that already.
Is that total for the game, or is that like per free throw or per?
That's for his first trip to the line, 35.5 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, which seemed like an easy over to me. So, yeah.
What were the odds on that?
Oh, like big favorite for him to be there. It's like minus 600 that he'd be there for a half hour between free throws. So
nice.
Yeah.
So how much money are you making on that?
Like 30 cents, but easiest 30 cents I've ever made.
Nice.
Bet $1 on Giannis to be the least watchable star in the NBA.
Those are the kind of exclusive bets you can get on PointsBet, everybody.
Super exclusive.
No lies.
No cap.
No cap.
Cap or no cap.
Richie, what about you? What do you have on for this game?
So I've got the Atlanta Hawks plus 400 money line.
Yes. I respect that a lot.
Yeah, I had to put my balls on the floor for this one because Trae Young is fucking a beast. He was just trash talking Giannis a second ago. I was dying laughing. I'm like, he's so much fucking taller than you. I'm like, what are you doing, dude? What are you doing? And I also parlayed that with the over 220. Right now, the score is 98-98 with 5 minutes left. So I think we might hit the over, guys. We might.
Especially if you get overtime.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what's crazy?
Good job.
Is, like, I don't know why you talked about like Trae Young trash talking Giannis. Remember when Nate Robinson was in that fight? Imagine Nate Robinson versus Giannis. Giannis would just destroy him. I have a feeling.
Oh, the
That
one he
reminds
got
me of
knocked
Lamar
out
Odom
in.
and the Aaron Carter fight where he just like knocked the fuck out of him. Did you see
Yeah,
That
that?
was
I mean,
crazy. Yeah, that was
the
awesome.
thing, like these, I mean, when you're these tall basketball players, the reach you have is insane.
I mean, they have weight classes in fighting for a reason, right?
Yeah.
If you're a 7'5" NBA player fighting a 5'5",
Yeah,
like former pop star, like that should just be a bloodbath.
it's hilarious.
was-
Giannis at 24 points at the moment.
All right, come on, Giannis, let's go.
I really think we're gonna get overtime.
Then that helps me.
So I have Atlanta +8, which was okay. This is
Yes!
which was an easy bet. The problem is in games like this, what hurts me sometimes is like if it goes to overtime, it was obviously a really close game, right? And I should hit my bet. But then now, what if the Bucks win by more than 8 in overtime? It's like stuff like that is the worst because you'd think if it goes to overtime, you should just get credit for your bet. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it was close,
You know,
yeah.
Because it's like obviously it was as close as it could have possibly been. So by taking the underdog, I mean you were right with your prediction, but you still could lose the bet in overtime. So that would be scary.
Did you have in regulation bet? You know how they have like those hockey bets in regulation?
Yeah, 60-minute lines for
Yeah.
hockey. Oh, speaking of hockey, I'm also on the Lightning tonight. They're up 2-1 on the Islanders right now in the
I
third.
saw that. Are they gonna end the series? You think?
Oh, it's 2-2 now.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
Go Islanders, team of destiny. Let's
I want us
go.
Look, I don't hate the Lightning. I don't hate the Islanders either. But being that the Lightning were just won it last year, it would be kind of fun to see someone different. And I said on Frustration Nation the other day that I hate New York teams, but the Islanders are the one team I don't hate in New York. And so
They're definitely the least annoying New York
Yeah.
team.
Yeah.
For me, at least, yeah.
I've been
Giannis is not-
watching the live streams on Barstool with Frankie Borelli. Shout out
those
Frankie
are
Borelli.
hilarious. Yeah.
Those
And
are
like
funny.
he legit looks like want to cry every time. Like
Yep.
every time like Tampa scores, I'm like I just feel bad for the guy. So I'm like, go Islanders, dude. I don't know, dude.
He's just the classic, like, red-faced, emotional, drunk fan.
Yeah, and I'm like, I feel for you, dude. And like, the Islanders have not been to the Cup in forever. So like, right or ever, right? I don't know.
Oh, the Islanders won like in the 60s or 70s.
yeah, it's been a
They
while.
Won like 4 in a row.
Yeah, we weren't born yet, so it doesn't count. Yeah,
True.
Jeez.
Yeah,
Giannis is starting to take over this game.
he's not gonna make this free throw.
Yeah, he's going to miss the free throw. You could have the most dominant move to the basket, get an and one, and he'll still brick
That's like
free
the biggest
throw.
weakness of like centers, though. It's just hilarious that like they're not gonna get fouled, so they should literally like work on free throws. That's all they should do.
Yeah. Well, it's even worse to
See,
me
you
if
missed
you're,
it. I should have made a bet on that.
if you're Ben Simmons, you have even less excuse. I know he's tall too, but if you're not supposed to be a big man, it's even less reason to be missing your free throws. It's just crazy.
Oh my God, looks not good for you, Shane, because they just scored again.
Well, I had +8, so
Yeah, but they just keep shooting like that. That's wild.
yeah.
If I lose this, I wouldn't mind. Whatever.
Yeah, you
Happens.
took a big shot. Yeah, so, and when it was that close at the end, it was worth it. So.
Yeah, but Trae Young could always shoot those threes. He's gonna be like, yeah, and, whatever.
True.
Anyways,
Nice. All right, so I just need 2 more points from Giannis. Probably. I mean,
yeah, he was at 28. He could have been at 29 when he missed a free throw.
could have been a
Was it
30 if you made both of them.
I know.
So the bet said to score 30 plus, or was it like 29.5, or what
No,
was
30 plus, 30 or more. And
Because
Bucks
points
to
bet,
win.
their boosters normally aren't like a number like 29.5. It just says
No,
the
no,
number
really.
30 plus or whatever.
That
Those
is
boosters for
correct.
points bet are really good. Like the player number combined with a win. Like
Yeah, I
Kevin
like
Durant
those.
to score this many and Nets to win. Like I feel like the odds on those are better.
Yesterday, I had money on the White Sox, Tim Anderson to get a hit and to beat the Pirates, and of course, the Pirates
Ugh.
beat the White Sox.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There he is.
Thanks, Tony La Russa.
And of course they win today, and I didn't bet
But
him.
they
I was
lost
so pissed.
respectfully.
Exactly.
Yeah. And plus, like, if you look, so today we'll talk about more about footy bets maybe, but like today, France, I had France money line.
We'll just talk about footy bets now.
Okay. So I had France money line, but here's another shout out at Points Bet. I went then to the promo, like the boosted odds, and they had a boost that said France to win, boosted from plus 140 to plus 160, which is literally the exact same thing as taking the money line. But when I took the money line, it was like plus 120. So always remember to check your Points Bet boost odds, because you could have an odd in there that's the same thing as a regular pick, but it's just boosted. So I ended up
Nice.
doubling down, and then neither one hit.
Yeah, it happens.
But no,
It was
those
an intense game
boosts
though,
were
because
good.
France and Portugal were like in it.
Yeah,
Well, Ronaldo, I should have known. I forgot. I haven't seen soccer in a while. I totally forgot Ronaldo was on Portugal. It's been
Yeah.
a minute.
and we're at the point in the Euros where it's like all good teams left. So
Yeah.
So does that mean Ronaldo is Portuguese?
I don't know if he is or not. I mean, he's played for Portugal for forever. So
I don't really know what the Euros are. Is that like the World Cup where everyone goes plays for a certain country?
yeah, but it's only European teams. But it works the same way. Like whatever
Yeah,
country.
but-
So he plays on like another club team or whatever.
So is he allowed to play for Portugal if he's not from Portugal?
No, I think he has to live in Portugal or be a citizen or whatever.
But not a natural born citizen? Natural born killer?
I'm not sure about yeah, I'm not sure how that works.
Neither do
I thought you were a big soccer fan.
All right,
Financially.
let me look. Ronaldo. Yeah, that helps. He's a Portuguese professional football player, born in.
Portugal.
He was born on the Portuguese island of Madeira.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
I'm familiar with that.
Of course. Yeah.
course he
So
was.
as a big soccer fan, would you say that the GOAT is Messi, Zlatan, Ronaldo,
Zlatan.
or
Wait, what?
Or Pele.
Pele? Yeah.
Ronaldo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And why?
Like in looks or like in?
Class.
What?
Which one's hotter? I don't know, because of the Euros to me. Like I just haven't watched much of all. He's Argentina, right?
Who?
Who?
Messi.
is. Yes, I
Yeah.
saw him play live at Soldier Field. Pretty
Oh,
awesome.
really cool.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, they're both Ronaldo and Messi are both really good, but because I've been watching the Euros and I mean, once I watch World Cup, I'll see Messi, I guess. But I haven't seen enough of him yet to know how good he is compared. And I just know Ronaldo's really good, so I'm going to go with him.
I agree with you. Even though I seen Messi and I was at the game and I called he's going to do a hat trick. He did a hat trick that day. I'm like, wow, this guy's really good.
Man, too bad you couldn't have like bet that.
Yeah.
Or Messi with a hat trick.
Yeah,
Odds
that
are
would have been a sick bet. Yeah. That would have been probably plus like 2,000 probably.
So what's been the best team in Euro? If I wanted to play soccer tomorrow, the betting
Yep.
soccer. No, I'm not playing soccer. Hell no. What is the best team to bet on?
Probably Italy or France, even though
Yes.
France had a draw today. But I think Italy and France are the two favorites. Because you can bet team to win the whole thing right now, and they're both the two favorites, I think. But I think Italy has won every game they've played.
Hungary
England
surprised
is-
everyone.
Yeah, England is good, but their first game was that disappointing draw, 0-0. So, I mean, France is one of the better teams, and Italy, I'd say.
When was the last time people were like, "Oh yeah, I'm really confident France is going to win something"?
Well, I mean, they've been pretty good. That they have like a good club, PSG.
I'm just
PSG
saying
fan.
in history, like
The 1800s.
Napoleon.
yeah, like the last time people were like, "Oh, France is good," is like when America used their help in the Revolutionary War.
Yeah. And then we helped them
Yeah.
in World War II. So, yeah, payback.
Payback.
We
and there's a mini sketch of Liberty.
Like the most
in
legendary
Paris.
battle
Pretty
in
cool.
American history took place in France. So
what, D-Day or
Yeah.
was that
Normandy.
Normandy?
yeah,
Yep.
Yeah.
It's in France. Went there.
which
Yeah.
they
Cool.
probably pronounce as like Normandy.
Normandy.
Something like that. Yeah, that's close. Close enough.
Sounds right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Vive la France.
Oh,
Funny story. I studied abroad in France, Paris.
Oh,
when I
did
was in
you?
College. Yeah, and
That's cool.
me and my mates, we didn't know a lick of French, so we went through living in Paris with no French. It was the hardest, 3 months of my life.
you didn't know a lick of French, but I bet you knew how to kiss French.
Yep, that's all I did.
Good
Language
dad
of
joke.
love. Yeah.
Oui.
I took French in college, high school and college. I should have done Spanish. 'Cause
Let me whip out my wee wee.
Really, like, how often are you going to need to know French? Like, even living
Only
in
when you go to
Detroit, where you're
France, because
like
they don't
close
speak English.
to Canada. Like, other than that, like,
Bonjour, mademoiselle. It is with deepest pride and greatest pleasure that we welcome you tonight. That's Be Our Guest, everybody.
I get it. I get it.
I know you
French classic.
did.
There it is. The over.
Oh, did it hit?
Yep.
My stream's a little behind. I'm at 2 minutes and 30 seconds left.
Giannis is over his points that I need.
What's the score right now?
It's going to be really close. 110, 111. No overtime. 1 minute, 130 left.
Who's up right now? Milwaukee?
Yeah, by
Yeah.
1.
Mine's way behind then. It's 105, 109.
Oh, boy.
All right, you guys update me then.
So
Block
I just-
shot. Hawks have the ball. Trae Young's just doing his thing.
Okay, so
crazy.
I'm at 111, 110, and I just saw Atlanta hit that 3. Oh, man.
111, 110. So points bet is
Who's the white
the
ginger
score's left.
again?
Huerter?
Hoiter or your
Huerter. Herter.
Herder. I think it is Herder actually.
Only
He
reason
just-
I know is because I saw Big Cat talk about.
He just stuffed. Was
Herter.
that Holiday he stuffed?
Ooh. Stuffed holiday.
Stuff him real good.
Oh! Oh. Okay, wait, what just happened? Wait, so was that an over and back?
No, it was a shot clock violation. Whoa,
You
what a
never
good
see
job.
over and backs called anymore.
Yeah, I think they know where the line is now. It took them many years.
It took him a long time to figure it out.
Do you guys think
Young
Mike
is-
Budenholzer is a good coach?
Oh,
No. I think Giannis is the coach of the team.
Capella.
Clint.
Clint's a funny name. I don't see that for
Clinton Capella.
Yeah, Clint's weird for him. I think Clint's like a hillbilly.
What are you
like,
saying?
Clint,
Clint is the first name of Hawkeye
who?
Okay, nerd.
from the Avengers. Clint Barton.
Clint or Clint's?
Clint.
Clint?
Wow.
No, there's definitely an N
Clit-
in his name.
Clitoris Mark.
Clint Capella.
You're probably
Clint Acapella.
So the Hawks are up by 1. How much time's left? Because that's what it says on
29.8 seconds.
Richie. You better
Milwaukee's
not-
ball.
I really don't want Richie to spoil this, but
I won't spoil it anymore, but it's on timeout mode, so we're all like,
No, I'm just kidding.
yeah.
you're
It's timeout.
hilarious.
Maybe we'll have a great ending like the Suns game just was.
That
What did you guys
Imagine
think
if
of-
they do that
was
and that's the exact
awesome.
opposite
The
misses,
exact same play.
that
but just
game
misses.
was legit.
That was
Holy
sweet.
crap. Man, and everyone was like the announce. I don't know if you guys were listening to the announcers, but they were talking at that moment about oh, I bet he's drawing up some sort of play like that.
Mhm.
But the execution was better than anything anybody expected.
Yeah, the screen by Booker and then the throw up to Dayton.
The fact that there was 0.9 seconds on the clock when they ran the play and that there was 0.7 left to there was enough time for the Clippers to still inbound and shoot the ball
He basically just jumped and like
crazy.
volleyball spiked it through the net. It was
Yeah.
insane.
Well, it's gonna change, especially because they ended up ruling there was 0.7 left. It's gonna change things now because for forever they had said there needs to be 0.3 of a second left to catch and shoot the ball, and now that's going to change teams how they go about this because if there's 0.2 seconds left, they'll be like, okay, we can run this one specific type of shot.
Mm-hmm.
So
I mean, I could see teams because they said they hadn't really practiced that or whatever, which I don't know if that's true or not. But you should see way more teams practice that because that's like the only chance you have to get a shot in that situation. So, like if you have 0.2 seconds or whatever. So, even
Well,
if there's
you
like a
see what
second left
happened?
on the shot clock.
yeah, I did.
What happened? Because mine's way too behind.
Basically a beach ball at a concert.
Airball. The white guy on the Bucks. I don't know his name. Who shot that three?
The white guy.
I don't know.
How did he miss? Isn't that what the white guys are supposed to do? Make the threes.
That's what I thought.
You had one job, white guy.
Anyway, yeah, it was like he airballed and then someone tried to save the ball from going out of bounds and it was like kind of volleyed everywhere and now Trae Young's at the free throw line and
Game.
there's 17 seconds left.
So they
Bucks-
can go up 3 then if he hits both.
Yeah, Bucks are down 3.
Oh, he did hit both already?
Yeah.
Ooh. The Bucks don't really have anyone who can reliably hit a 3 either. I mean, Drew Holiday or somebody.
Yeah. And I think they just fouled Giannis, which is pretty
Classic.
smart. With 5
Especially if
seconds
he's
left.
only taking 2 free throws. But yeah, he's been even if he just
He's
makes
4 for
one,
6 today. 4 for 6.
Wow.
That actually
Yeah.
is super smart. I mean, if you're Giannis,
I mean, no matter who it is, if they're taking 2 shots and you're up 3, that's
Yeah.
smart. But yeah.
if you're
especially
Giannis,
'cause-
you have to make that first one because if you miss the second, you have a chance you could get the rebound and
He
You're right,
makes
yeah.
it. Oh, man.
But what's also funny is because you fouled Giannis, he's not going to be able to be the one who puts it back up. Like you take him out of the chance to get the rebound.
Don't they have
too.
another like center, like Lopez
what
or
kind
something?
of freaking camera angle was that?
Yeah, he's not the center technically. I think their center is someone else.
Lopez?
Holy
Yeah,
crap!
they have another guy. Yeah.
He really does take forever to shoot a free throw.
10 seconds.
Yeah.
Call it. Call it.
They did call him at least once on it. Imagine now they call him for.
Is
He
that
made
actually-
both.
Is that actually a penalty?
Wow.
Why
Yeah,
would
it
he
is.
make the second one?
He's been practicing.
He probably tried to miss it.
No, that's what he got. He has to reverse psychology that shit.
There you go. Right.
Yeah, like I'm gonna miss this. Oh fuck, I made it.
I didn't realize you can actually get penalized for taking too long.
Yep.
He's actually the first one in a while. When I was younger, I'm gonna Carmelo used to take a while with free throws, back in the day, and he would get penalized.
All the comments hack a Giannis, like hack a Shaq. It's funny.
Trae Young, 46 points. Wow.
Is there an
46. Jeez.
Is there an update on Islanders Lightning?
End of the third period, 2-2.
Team of Destiny, come
Going
on.
to overtime.
Is it the Coliseum in New York? Do you know?
Actually, let me see.
I think they are in New York.
I think they are too.
Awesome. I think the Island's gonna win this one for ratings. They need to keep it going a little bit longer. But if they
Are you
don't,
saying
yeah.
there's conspiracies in sports?
oh yeah, 100%. Well, I
Speaking
think
of
every game went to Game
conspiracies-
7 this past Game 7.
Speaking of
Yeah.
conspiracies, the NBA lottery. Right.
Congratulations to your Detroit Pistons. You got Cade Cunningham.
Thank you.
jealous.
League breaking. Pistons will run the NBA for the next decade. Get used to it.
I'm actually kind of worried about that, to be honest with you. Like, as a Bulls
Don't
fan,
be.
a team, no, seriously, a team that we've been trying to, like, get off the ground with Zach LaVine, and it's like, with Vucevic, we finally have made progress. We didn't get our lottery to fall this way, the right way, so the Magic get our pick, but, like, they're supposed to be big players in the trade market and in free agency. Like, there's a shot that the Bulls could potentially put together some sort of quote-unquote big three, Vucevic, LaVine, and another person.
Anthony Davis.
No, that won't happen. But
It did in my
he just-
NBA 2K game. That'd be
how about Kawhi? I'd take Kawhi. That'll work.
not Paul George.
No, not Paul George.
Not Ben Simmons.
However,
he said big three.
I will-
They have to all be good players.
I will definitely buy a Paul George jersey if he comes to the Bulls.
Just because it'd be.
Well, you're gonna
George
have
for
to.
the-
It's your last name, so.
But anyway, no,
They're
I feel like the
expensive.
Bulls are finally trying to like make some steps forward, and then of course the Pistons get, who is like easily like Cade Cunningham to me is the Zion of this draft class. Like the
Yeah,
no-brainer.
I'm glad this isn't last year's draft where it's actually like you're not sure who the best player is. Like this is,
Yeah.
we got the number 1 overall pick in a year when it's clear who the best player is. So,
Yep. Well, and
Yeah.
it
But
was,
I do like Patrick Williams though, so.
people were saying it was clear what that Cade Cunningham was probably number 1 like a year
before
ago,
the
even.
college year even started. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then he's basically single-handedly made Oklahoma City relevant, or Oklahoma State relevant in the tournament, and made them one of the better teams. So yeah, I'm super excited. Obviously, I'm checking to see. So overtime hasn't started yet in the NHL game. So where
Speaking
are
of,
you guys
like-
at with the?
4.6 seconds left. 116-113 Atlanta.
Jeez,
I would say, speaking of Oklahoma, how many draft picks do they have exactly? Because they have a
All
billion,
of
I feel
them.
like.
It's literally I think they have like 34 first-round picks or something over. Or no, that's not right.
34.
So, it's a lot. Like, it's legit a lot. It's insane.
It's a ton. Wait, hold on.
34 over the next 3 years. What?
Not 3 years. It's like next like.
I think
6
it
or-
is like 7 over the next couple
Yeah.
years.
It's insane because they just did the whole Kemba Walker. Did we talk about this last week? Kemba Walker trade for.
I don't think
I
so.
don't think we did on the show. I saw that, but
I
Yeah.
just I accidentally typed in my phone Oklahoma City.
Oklahoma.
Oh man, is that T-shirt? That'd be great.
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma.
And make it in the font of Oklahoma the musical, but with ho in the front.
Oh yeah, I like hose.
Missed. And Atlanta wins.
Dang
Let's
it.
go.
Sick.
The Atlanta Youngs defeat the Milwaukee Bucks.
The Thunder will have 6 picks in the 2021 NBA draft.
Next year.
This year, 3 in the first and 3 in the second.
Jeez,
Wow.
3 first-round picks.
Yeah, okay. So the Thunder have 38 draft picks over the next 7 years.
Oh, total draft pick. Okay. Wow.
So hold on. I'm gonna
They're just like we need every draft pick possible just in case.
You know what sucks though? Is the
They're trying to get
GM
Bronny.
who like negotiated all that probably will be fired before he has a chance to even see if it worked.
Sam Presti.
Yeah.
Let's see.
It's like they could see into the future, like the next star in 2020.
So this
Five.
year they have 3 in the first, 3 in the second. Next year they have 2 in the first, 1 in the second.
Are they
24
lottery picks or how do lottery picks work?
I don't know, but I'm just gonna finish
Unprotected,
reading this.
I'm not.
2023 they have 3 in the first, 3 in the second. 2024 3 in the first, 3 in the second. 2025 2 in the first, 4 in the second. 2026 3 in the first, 3 in the second, and 2027 1 in the first and 4 in the second.
Couldn't see that for every young team because there was to
Yeah.
be forever young.
And you can always trade all those every year too. Whatever year you think you have a window, then you just trade them that
So
year.
they have, yeah. So from now until 2027, they have 17 first-round picks.
Wow.
Jeez.
So
So
over the-
Thunder's future star lineup is currently in elementary school. We need to start scouting some of these
scouting
fourth
right
graders.
now. Literally scouting right now. It's hilarious. Guys, we got to prepare for the future.
Yeah. Will LeBron have any grandkids available by then?
Hey, they
Brownie
could get
Junior's
Brownie.
Brownie Junior's kids.
That's
Um,
crazy. Wow.
Anyway, so I'm at a $0 total on my points bet balance since the Bucks lost.
I've
So,
been there
I
I
bought
guess
$40.
several times.
Trying to make $5 into $1,000.
Points bet.
you know what's funny is,
Pro-
man, of Michigan hat. You were talking about sports conspiracies to lead into the NBA draft lottery. I thought you were going the other direction into our other topic tonight, which
Baseball?
was baseball. Yeah.
Sticky situations part 2.
Yes. Um,
MLB.
This one
the
involves
sticky
stripping too.
situation.
It's wild.
Strippers and sticky balls.
let me just say, baseball legitimately should be ashamed of themselves. Like,
Baseball's killing their own sport. Like actively
they've made a mockery of it. They really have. I mean, they've mishandled this for the whole season. I mean, they talked about this like, oh, we're gonna crack down, and everyone was like, okay, and then they didn't really do much about it other than like, oh, every now and then we're gonna check this player's hat or whatever, and then all of a sudden, just kind of out of nowhere, they're like, yeah, we're gonna start really hard enforcing this. Like, you're gonna see mid-game umps talking to guys and stuff, and all this stuff, and now we legitimately have 2 scenarios of pitchers literally taking their hats and their pants off to show that they don't have any special substances. It's stupid. It's a mockery. Like, it's just unfortunate. And the thing is that the reason baseball is killing themselves too is they never ever did anything about the Astros. Let's be real. They didn't punish they blamed all of the stuff the Astros did on Alex Cora, Carlos Beltran, Jeff Lunau, and AJ Hinch. There was no punishment to any of the players that took place in it. This was like a serious scandal, like one that, cost pitchers their livelihoods because they got shelled among this. Like, and if you there's this one investigative podcast I listened to about the Astros scandal, and basically Lunau had like no knowledge of it whatsoever, even though they all were like, no, he definitely does. Basically, this podcast posited that it was all Alex Cora's idea, and that even AJ Hinch wasn't like as aware of it as Cora and Beltran were. And so there's just a lot of scapegoats involved. It was very poorly handled, and now instead they're doing this super harsh crackdown on, oh my word, we've got to stop foreign substances in baseball. It's so stupid. And now it's led to a point where I was listening to a little bit of the Pat McAfee show the other day, and Jeff Passan was on there, and Jeff Passan said,
interview.
Jeff Passan said, well, I anticipate over the next, maybe even as early as next year, Major League Baseball will permit a specific substance that pitchers are allowed to use on the mound. It's just crazy. And I understand, like, everybody's looking to gain an edge of some sort, and I understand you don't want there to be cheating involved, but they're at a point now where they're accusing anybody of doing this. Like, I understand in the past when you'd see like a mark on someone's hat or like something on their neck or whatever, and they'd be like, oh, or if they were going to their glove a lot, like, oh, they probably have something. But like, they're going after Max Scherzer. He's done nothing. He's just been pitching well.
He has 2 different eye colors.
That's it. That's why they went after him.
Cheater.
They're racist. Yeah.
It's eye racist.
Yeah. But it's stupid. It's like he did nothing in that scenario to warrant you to question if he was using a foreign substance, other than the fact that he's just a really good pitcher. And Joe Girardi, here's the thing. The reason this is a mess, it was the umps stopped the game mid-inning. I think it was mid-batter even, to come out, talk to, like, accuse Scherzer, and it was all Joe Girardi, the opposing manager, him prompting the umps to do this.
How can you do that? Like, that's a clear in-game advantage.
Well, I was going to say, this is now going to be the next wave of the way things are handled. Umpires are going to use, or not umpires, coaches are going to use this as an opportunity to get under the skin, to try to like mess up the rhythm and timing of these pitchers by getting these umps to go out and check them for substances. It's literally a mockery of the game. Like, and I'm not trying to be one of those baseball boomers that's like, oh, it should stay the way it's always been. But it's like, there has got to be a better way to handle this than the way they're handling it. One idea for that is, this year they were like, we're cracking down, and they didn't really share a plan. How about let this year finish out in the off season, discuss and determine a solid plan with clear rules and guidelines for how you're going to enforce this, and then next year roll that out. Pulling it out in the middle of the year, basically no idea how we're going to handle things, is stupid, and it seriously is ruining the game. Like, you really think these pitchers, like, they're fed up with it? That's why they're just starting to take their clothes off, because they're trying to show how ridiculous this is.
Yeah, talking about pulling it out in the middle of the year. That's what's happening on the mound right now. Yeah, it's ridiculous. And it's just like, there needs to be...
talked about putting his balls on the floor earlier for his bet. We have pitchers literally doing that now. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
airing out their grievances, if you will.
Their set of grievances.
I started trends.
Like, there needs to be a penalty for the manager if he accuses somebody and it's not caught. Like,
if you challenge or something.
If you challenge, you lose, and you're wrong in football, you lose a timeout. Like, you can't just accuse somebody of cheating and go out there and be like, "Oh, they weren't," and that's it. Like,
yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it's just.
Maybe they should have to use their challenge in baseball.
Yeah,
because they have like 3 challenges a game or whatever. Like,
that should be one of them.
Yeah, I mean,
which is already too many. Like, that means now you have the ability to challenge 3 pitchers if you wanted. You could still, like, a manager could weigh that and say it's worth using one of my challenges to get under their ace's skin right now. So,
Islanders 3-2. Islanders win.
Like I
said. Are you serious?
Yep.
They're gonna drag it out.
Lost my Tampa Bay bet. That's crazy. So the game 7, or they're going to game 7 now, right?
Game 7, the 2 best words in sports.
There's been so many game 7s this year because they need the money. Like I said, dude, they hurt last year. They were hurting last year.
That's true. Yeah, it would make sense. Which is why the NBA is probably pissed that it's all small market teams left in the playoffs at this point. Except the Clippers.
I mean, so do you think New York is more excited right now, or do you think they were more excited after the Knicks won a single playoff game?
It depends.
That was insane. We won. They lost that series 4-1.
They only won 1 playoff game.
Yeah.
Well, the Islanders are going further than the Knicks, so like, I don't think there's many Islanders fans though in New York. Like,
who would have thought the Islanders would go further than the Nets this year?
Right?
Crazy.
Oh man!
Wow, good for them.
Who would have thought the Yankees would be as bad as they are?
Oh, I know. They're usually my go-to, but
you like the Yankees, right, Richie? Yeah.
What?
Okay, so he's worn Yankee hats before.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So the worst thing of this whole MLB thing is that Rob Manfred believes that he's doing an incredible job and everything's going according to plan. Like,
I saw
the worst
that tweet.
thing of all this.
Yeah, there was a tweet. He said, it's going well.
So I saw that tweet too, and I wondered like when he said that or where that came from. He had an interview with The Athletic, and there's several quotes in here that are just shocking. I'm going to read several of these. Like, these are things the commissioner of baseball said. This was the day after the Scherzer incident. He said that things have gone, quote, have very well. Which that's the thing that was like the headline on that tweet. But this is another this is more context to what he said. He said, I understand the incident in Philadelphia was less than ideal, but that was one incident. And we expect that we will continue as the vast majority of cases so far without that kind of incident.
Did he not see the Oakland stuff?
I think that happened after he said this. I'm not sure. Oh, was it the same night? Then he doesn't know what he's talking about. Next thing he said, we've had no ejections. Players in general have been extremely cooperative. Inspections have taken place quickly in between innings, which that's not true because Scherzer was mid-inning, wasn't it?
Yeah. So that's
not even true.
After the inning, the Scherzer one was mid-inning. I think it might have even been mid-batter. Like he was.
So that's not true. Like, I don't know what. Frankly, the data suggests we are making progress with respect to the issues that caused us to undertake the effort in the first place. What kind of data could you possibly have 3 days in that's telling you that this is working?
He's just blowing hot air, dude. He's a moron.
Yeah, like I don't understand how
Look.
you can have so little self-awareness and take no responsibility for what's happening so far.
Look, my name is Kyle George, and I would tell you to not trust somebody with 2 first names, but especially somebody
I
with
still
2
don't.
first names whose last name is Manfred. Like, if you're gonna have 2 first names, don't have Manfred as your last name. You're immediately an idiot.
Seems legit to me. Yeah. It's just like to me, this whole situation
It's not even a mock.
should cost him his job.
Yeah, I agree. It's not even just a mockery of baseball. It's just like a mockery of sports in general. It makes American sports and sports in general look stupid.
Yeah. Like how flopping is easy to make fun of in soccer. Like that's the reason Americans trash on soccer. It's the easy thing to point to. And even I've been enjoying soccer. It's very annoying when you see that somebody goes down like they were shot because their foot gets stepped on or something. Like that's the one part of the sport that gives people an excuse to continue to hate on it, right? For baseball now, you've given people an excuse who already think baseball's slow, it's an old person's game, they don't like it. Now viral tweets just bashing on baseball. Like you're giving people that much more of a reason to hate on your sport, make your sport irrelevant, and make your sport a joke, and he thinks everything's going perfectly well. Yeah. It's just
I agree. I feel they should just let them play out the season and figure it out after, because it's not working.
And I agree that I mean, I don't know what it takes for commissioners to lose their jobs, but it feels like something he should lose his job over, because this is ridiculous. It's a horrible look for the sport. And I think the problem is that I think it's up to the owners really who the commissioner is, and I think Manfred's done a lot to help the owners, and so the owners are probably a fan of him, even though basically nobody else is. The fans, the coaches, the players aren't. It's ridiculous. So I don't know. I don't really have a solution to it. I'm already over it. The only good thing that happened from it was the one where Max Scherzer's starts to take his pants off. There was a funny
the holds his hands up like no.
no. The one like at first when he throws his hat down, starts taking his pants off. There was somebody who had retweeted that and said, "When your girl says she hates the Packers,"
whips his belt out. Right? Yeah, that's good. The other guy, actually, I thought he was going to drop his pants. To his
who's the other guy?
Because he untucked his jersey and actually dropped his pants, but his jersey covered everything. But I thought he was about to fully remove his pants on the field. That would have been electric.
You know, these guys should really start wearing only
pants.
What?
Only pants.
Nice side hustle, right? If I was a pitcher in baseball, I would wear a thong with Rob Manfred's face on the front of it. And I would immediately completely remove my pants when I was inspected and walk around the mound with that on.
Sergio Romo.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
This headline says, Oakland A's Sergio Romo dropped his pants on the field so umpires could check for sticky stuff.
I love it.
That's a headline we expected to see going into the year.
That's great. At least it's getting headlines and sticky stuff headlines. I love that.
Oh yeah.
Then the sub headline is, the reliever is now cleared to pitch in MLB, fly in a plane, or model for the Gap.
It's like each year baseball
ridiculous.
keeps getting more sexual, and they're not even trying to.
Next year, you will be required to stroke the bat before you take your first swing.
They okay. I don't know when this happened yesterday too. They asked the umps were giving a Rangers pitcher named Kyle Gibson a hard time.
Oh, yeah.
He didn't take his pants off, but they asked him to undo the buckle of his belt to look in there. What do these guys think they're doing? This is stupid.
I think you're keistering the sticky stuff. Bend over, spread your cheeks, and cough.
Watch TSA starts coming on the field.
Yeah, listen. If you see a pitcher between every pitch putting their hand down their butt crack, then yeah, they're probably using a foreign substance or a bodily substance on the ball.
The real sticky stuff.
Yeah, real sticky stuff. Yeah.
Organic.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna throw my patented smear ball right down the middle of the plate. What kind of
They're gonna check all the
velocity
DNAs of
can you
each
get
ball.
on the-
Be like, oh, this got the sticky stuff, guys.
Well, and the worst part is that a lot of these umps like are acting like they seem like they're upset with these players too, like the way they're reacting, like throwing their hats and taking their
Right.
pants off and stuff. It's like I know they're just doing their job enforcing what the commissioner wants, but
Right, it sucks for the umps that they're in
It'd
this
be
situation.
really funny,
but
but they
actually.
shouldn't be acting like mean about it. Like
they need to understand where the players are coming from, which I think is the reason they haven't ejected anybody yet.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It'll be really funny if someone did that, because when people just throw their hats down, you don't think they have it. But if they actually did have it, like, see, I don't have it, but then he's like, you do have it, it's right there.
see, I don't have it. I'm so frustrated. I'm going to throw my hat into the stands. Now,
You cause
please
a
get rid of
scene
it.
to make sure like everyone's like, yeah, he doesn't have it,
Yeah.
but then he actually does have it in his hair. or
I'm so
whatever.
mad. I'm going to smear my hand all over the ground.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it in the sand and pick it back up later on.
Right.
Do you think if Joe West had foreign substances, do you think they'd even be able to find it on his neck?
Yeah, right. Be like, just wipe it in there, just drop the neck back over it.
Between every pitch, that's amazing. Oh,
The
man.
old jowl ball.
Yeah, too bad. It'd be funny. It'd be okay. The baseball dream, the way that Rob Manfred can fix this, bring back Bartolo Colon and check every inch of his body for sticky stuff mid-inning in the middle of the field. Make him take his shirt off. Make him do like a
Oh,
little
yeah.
dance.
Bend over, grab your ankles, the whole routine.
Face down, ass up.
That's the way Rob Manfred likes to. Yeah,
I have to check substances.
likes to check the sticky substance.
People would love this. And also, I love how too they're going after Max Scherzer. The other night, apparently, they were going after Jacob deGrom. It's like these guys have been great their entire career.
Yeah, why are you going after Hall of Fame best players? Like the
These
issue
Hall of
with
Famers,
baseball
yeah.
for forever has been they're not good at marketing their players. So now the first time you finally get your star players in the national news is by showing how upset they are with your commissioner. Great job, baseball. Great job.
You know how ESPN does the body issue where it's a bunch of nude athletes? It should just be baseball players this next issue.
With a bunch
The
of foreign
sticky
substances.
substance
Yeah, with
issue.
the sticky issue.
The sticky issue.
And there'll be pages stuck together. It's like, why is this stuck together?
I hate when that happens.
I know. But it's actually like it's a centerfold, but it's just stuck together.
It's a Max Scherzer centerfold.
Yeah.
Or the whole magazine is just bound together with spider tack.
Nice. It's just crazy because it's like I know substances have been used for forever, but how big of an issue was it really to turn your sport upside down mid-season over this? I just don't understand.
That's the thing too. Like you said, it's been an issue since the beginning of baseball. Like at least back, because even when they threw slow pitch, like overhand.
Babe Ruth was out there smearing tobacco on balls between innings, probably. Like,
Oh, I mean, the
It's always been
spitball is like the oldest trick in the book, and like back when General Abner Doubleday himself started the sport of baseball. Guys were doctoring up balls, whether they're, I don't know. And that's the thing is like they're focusing on sticky substances. If I'm a pitcher, you want to know what else I can do? If I grow my nail out long enough, I can like doctor up a baseball, make nicks and marks in it and stuff. Like I can do whatever I
he had
want.
a nail file in his hat. I remember. Like this was a long time ago, and he like turned and filed down the ball before the next hitter came up.
Nice.
Like, yeah, people have
That's
done
the most
crazy stuff.
feminist thing ever. Feminine thing
Right.
ever.
People are still going to find ways to do stuff to baseballs. It's just like,
And that's the thing. And I guess that's where I differ a little bit with the Astros thing, because people have responded and said, well, people are always going to try to steal signs. But stealing signs within the means of the game is different than using an advanced piece of technology.
Yep.
And I feel I guess I'm not totally against baseball introducing a substance that pitchers are allowed to use. But even if you do that, not every pitcher, like, there's still going to be pitchers that are going to be like, well, I prefer the spider attack. I'm going to try to use this until I get caught.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the Astros thing is like, it's the difference between finding somebody's playbook that they carelessly left out and stealing their plays that way and like hacking into their computers. Like one is just like being smart and taking what the other team messed up and they were careless and you steal their signs. The other one, when you incorporate some technology or whatever, like that's why it's different. But yeah, when it comes to like foreign substances, is that really the biggest issue going on in baseball right now that needs to be addressed? I don't see it. Like,
it's dumb.
Yeah.
But did we have any other topics we're going to cover? The Bears in Arlington Heights, I think.
We can talk about that, yeah.
Yeah, what are your thoughts on that? We talked about it on Frustration Nation, if anyone's listened to that.
Yeah, if you want my thoughts, definitely go check out the latest Frustration Nation. I talk about it ad nauseum. Basically, I'm 110% behind the idea of the Bears moving to Arlington Heights. It has nothing to do with the fact that I've grown up in Arlington Heights. It has nothing to do with the fact that I think they could finally host Super Bowls or Final Fours or concerts year-round or anything like that. My sole reason I'm behind the Bears moving to Arlington Heights is, one, it's good for the franchise because they do not currently own Soldier Field. Moving there, they would own their stadium. Therefore, they don't have to wait on the city to do it. They can do whatever they want, whenever they want. And that's a benefit. Two, if you're looking at, the Bears making the most money possible as a good thing, which you should, them building a stadium in this property, they're going to have all sorts of room to build basically their own little football village, like you see in Lambeau, like you see down in St. Louis by the Cardinals Busch
like a Wrigleyville,
Stadium,
kind of,
and
right?
Wrigleyville, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Where you kind of make a little town that's all dedicated to your team and your sport, your brand. The Bears will have tons of space to do that, build hotels, parking structures. There's people have said, they should put a sports book there. You could bars, restaurants, shops, everything. And all that revenue is going to get pumped into the Bears. And really, when you think about it too, as far as business, you're going to get business 7 days of the week instead of just Sunday. Because if you leave those restaurants open other days of the week and those shops open, people will go there.
Museums, whatever, whatever.
The transportation, there's a metro stop literally at the Arlington Park, which is where the site would be for the stadium. There's a highway that runs literally right up to Arlington Park that you could also take. And the stadium itself, Bears fans deserve a good stadium. Soldier Field has some cool elements like the pillars.
And the lakefront.
Okay, look, the location is cool, right? But the stadium itself is not really. Just being my objective take on it, like the pillars are cool, but basically everything else is not in Soldier Field. And to me, if they can move to Arlington Heights, they can have a state-of-the-art stadium. I think they should do a retractable roof. I know people are like, they're not going to leave it open for bear weather or whatever. I think they still might. Like, don't count it out necessarily. And even if they don't, football play. I think I've finally come to a point where snow football is cool, but is dangerous for the players and overrated a little bit in terms of the quality of play you're seeing.
And the Bears shouldn't want bear weather anymore because they're trying to be the new modern team with a high profile, big name quarterback.
Yeah.
The reason bear weather worked for the Bears is because they were a smash mouth defensive minded team.
Yep.
And that's not the future of the league anymore. And that shouldn't be the future of the Bears. Having an indoor stadium for your young quarterback would be the best possible scenario.
It's time the Bears caught up with the rest of the league. They have the smallest stadium by far. They had an embarrassing renovation. The stadium looks awful. And
Like
you
a
can
UFO / ancient times. Like, it's weird. It feels like a UFO landed onto
Yeah.
it.
It looks like somebody set a pasta strainer on top of a coliseum.
what literally and here's the thing. Everybody talks about the Coliseum and the pillars as the cool parts. Guess what? You could either probably find a way to actually lift those exact pillars and bring them to Arlington Heights, or you could have them manufacture the front of the new stadium to still look like old Soldier Field. There's no reason that they couldn't do that. And guess what? You can still call it Soldier Field, and guess what? They can still be the Chicago Bears. All the tradition that you do like, you can still carry with you. Just because they tear down the old one and build it in a new place doesn't mean you can't. Because, like, Busch Stadium for the Cardinals, it was Busch Stadium. They tore it down. Now there's a new Busch Stadium, but it's still called Busch Stadium. Yankee Stadium, torn down. Guess what their new stadium's called? Yankee Stadium. Okay? You don't need to change the name just because it's a new stadium, but instead you could still pay homage to all the cool features of Soldier Field. But you could have state-of-the-art facilities. You could host 80,000 people, 80,000 plus people. Is what I
Cheaper
mean to say.
tickets. Hopefully.
Cheaper tickets. I think if you're going to build a new stadium, I think you go big or go home. I think you go Dallas Cowboys size, where it's like 100,000 capacity.
For
and
sure.
Make it insane. Okay.
Plus, it's accessible to most people. Don't live in the city. There's only a small amount. Most people live in the burbs. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Bears fans. Yeah.
And where's the Bears? The Bears, where are they located in the city? They're located in like the shopping and museum section of the city. Nobody really lives over there.
Yeah, I don't live over by there. So
yeah, like most people live in.
I used to, but
yeah, I mean there are some, but the majority of Chicago citizens are people that live in other neighborhoods.
Yeah.
And the thing I was saying too is all the people complaining about, oh, it's going to be further away, it's harder to get to games, all this stuff. It's not really harder. The transportation's better. All the traffic that normally goes into the city that sucks, it's all going to go out instead, and it's going to be better because it's just game traffic. And if you're planning on going to a Bears game, you're probably already planning on going an hour or two earlier to tailgate. You're probably planning on staying an hour or two later to go to a bar. So what the heck does it make? What difference does it make if it takes an extra 40 minutes to get there? Like,
yeah.
You're just being lazy and annoying at this point. And so all that to say, I think to me it's a no-brainer. If the Bears are able to, if they're selected as the people to purchase the lot of land, I think they do it. And I actually saw an article recently that actually suggested that really there's enough space there that the Bears could purchase the land, build a football stadium and like a little community there, and still keep the horse track there. And then the Bears could like own and retain some of the funds and stuff from like horse racing.
Oh,
So
that'd be cool.
You could still even keep that tradition there if you wanted to. So
That'd be really cool.
that's my opinion on it. I think it's a no-brainer, and Chicago people need to give it a rest because they're all going crazy, and especially the mayor. Like, well, they shouldn't take the Chicago name with them. Okay, well,
Well, they should, because I don't want to beat Arlington Heights fucking Bears. I'm beat Chicago Bears. That would be embarrassing.
Even if they did, and you're gonna quit because they're not the Chicago Bears anymore, I'm sorry, you're not a real fan. The Bears were the Decatur Bears and the Decatur Staleys before they were in Chicago anyway. So
I'll be the Illinois Bears.
yeah, do that. I mean, the Minnesota Vikings. It's not the Minneapolis or St. Paul Vikings. It's the Minnesota Vikings, right?
Yeah.
Like the Arizona Cardinals. It's not the Phoenix Cardinals or Tucson Cardinals.
Yeah, Illinois doesn't have their own team. Illinois should have their own team. The Bears could be.
Yeah, if everyone's so worried about it, just go to the Illinois Bears.
Yeah.
Whatever.
The IBs.
Rolls right off the tongue.
It does.
IBs. Oh man.
I'm
By
off
the
my
way,
soapbox.
I don't know if you guys follow this page. It's on Twitter. It's at Sticky Check. The account's called MLB Foreign Substance Checks. It's awesome.
Is it like a parody?
No, it's
Oh.
every time they check a player for foreign substances, they post the clip. So I'm just going back. they're checking Bryce Harper and Scherzer's asking the ump to check his hair. It's funny.
We should make
That
an
one's
account
good.
like sticky situations or something,
Right.
and make it like sexual but super funny. Like we have those clips, but we like put our own captions. You know, like
We like do unnecessary censoring over stuff to make it look really bad.
yeah. Basically,
A standing ovation after your MLB debut, and then a guy makes you unbuckle your belt in front of the whole stadium. That's crazy.
yeah. Let's see what you got, big boy.
Let's
just-
see what you're packing down
It's
there.
See, that's what we would put in the at the preview. So
Quick little
Pen and
tug.
penny.
You're good. Thank
it's just frustrating because it feels like now, basically, if anybody has a good outing, they're gonna like
you. Mhm.
check you, and it's stupid. Like, why can't there just be good pitchers anymore?
Oh, this one was funny too. Here, let me go back to it. Because I want to get the name right. So this was from tonight. Mickey Giannis, a knuckleballer, is getting checked for spin increasing substances.
A knuckleballer.
In the comments, spin rate increased from 1 to 3.
Somebody here said, so this was the Phillies Nationals game. It said, even in the misery of giving up a grand slam, the umpire still makes you undo your belt. So that's stupid. You give up a grand slam. All right, let's check you for substances. You probably, that's stupid.
Well, pitchers are already kind of like, it's such a mental game, and pitchers already feel kind of like obsessive and like a head case a little bit. Like you kind of have to be a great pitcher. I mean, you look at guys like Bauer and Scherzer, like there's a reason why the great pitchers are like really emotional sometimes. And you're asking these guys after what could be like a really rough inning, or they're like just really like already fired up, to have to go through this ridiculous song and dance. Like, what did you think was going to happen?
yeah,
You know, it's like, oh, Scherzer, it's an isolated incident. No, you have several pitchers who are also very high strung, high energy, who are going to take this very personally. So,
want to close this out?
that's ridiculous. Yeah, if I had my notes. Do we have a pretty... Thank you for
At the
tuning
bottom,
into this.
it's over.
Oh, the show is over now. You can leave. Which one?
Spin rates, pants, dropping.
Dropping.
Nice.
Put that on a t-shirt. Yeah.
That's obvious.
Was that the
shirts.
obvious shirts?
should,
Okay.
yeah.
So they should.
They're so good at that. I'm so jelly. They know exactly what to put on shirts.
I was listening to that
That's
interview
obvious.
with the guy who started it. It was cool.
Joe.
I don't know. Maybe
Joe T-shirts
His name
Joe Mama.
or the Captain
Thank you
Obvious.
for tuning in to the Shoot Your Shot Scorecast. Thanks for following along as we talk through. That was very provocative.
Drop your pants. I mean, what?
is next week.
Undo your belt. Thanks for tuning in as we talk through our picks. Once again, on PointsBet, use promo code Frustrate. You can follow us all on Twitter at FuriousGeorge94, at Richie Chicago, and at Michigan Hat for all of our predictions each day. We'll have more footy bets here coming soon, and then obviously NHL, NBA playoffs, a lot going on right now. So follow us on Twitter. Thanks for tuning in. Sign up at PointsBet, and
Belts off.
Stay
Belts off.
stay
Belts off
sharp,
for the
stay
boys.
betting, and stay sticky.